Welcome to the broadcast. This is a source of information on all things related to commercial appliances. Welcome all of you that are new to commercial and those of you well-versed in this industry of ours. Your host is Mike Reed, a technician who has been in the industry for 32 years, with his beginnings working in his family's appliance business based out of the western suburbs of Chicago. Get ready for a truly interactive broadcast. Have all your questions ready and prepare yourself to truly engage with Mike and discuss ideas on all things related to commercial appliances. Without further delay, here is your host. Welcome to the broadcast.
Maybe this is why. Sound check 1 2 1 2. My bad. Damn. Sorry about that. I thought you guys were with me. I had to add myself to the stage. CJ, yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't add myself to it. CGA was just talking about that, and here it is. I'm falling into that. Exactly what he said. All right. Sorry about that. So to give you guys a little recap, what I was talking about is the number of Rite Aids that are going to be um, shutting down, and the number of equipment that they're going to be taking out of these stores. So they are, as far as pharmacy assets. So some of the pharmacy assets, let me show you what that is. Um, so CVS is CVS. Um, it's not sub-zero; it's below zero. Oh, let me see here. Industrial freezers. Man, okay. So if you go into a CVS, you're going to see um, a brand in CVS behind the pharmacy counter. Hold on. I'm trying to think what it is. It's below zero. I forgot. 42 below or something like that. I think it's like 42 below. But they have, damn, I can't find it now. But they're using a brand like, yeah, minus 40. Thank you. Thank you very much. Minus 40. Hold on. Let me give CEO Jakes his props. Yeah, minus 40. Yeah, good evening, everybody. I'm sorry. My I didn't add myself to the screen. So none of what I was saying was being heard. So there it is. It's minus 40. Now this could vary from place to place, but in my market, CVS is using minus 40. You will find a couple other brands, but this is minus 40. You can always contact minus 40 directly and get signed up. There's service, and then they have service agents. So here it is right there. Just complete the form. That's for sir. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if this thing is gonna let me go back. And I hope Comcast is doing something weird. So I hope the internet holds up. Service agents. Let's see what's under service agents. And I got a couple of brands I'm gonna go over again with you guys, as well as SOS maintenance. I don't know if any of you saw the some of the videos. I apologize for the sound on that live. It is very difficult to go live on location, so I went live from Pizza Hut. So I went live from Pizza Hut, so I can show you some pictures and some videos from that. Oh, let's see here. But here, I'll give you the link to minus 40. And you can always call them and let them know, I need minus 40. Freezers USA. I don't know why it keeps giving me New Zealand. I don't want New Zealand. Come on, minus 40. Come on, minus 40. Where you at? Well, I guess you had to contact New Zealand and then they'll send you to the US location. JT, what's happening? Gunmetal guy. LED handyman, what's happening, man? Thanks for coming by. You think that's Hatco's sister, really? If that was Hatco's sister, I would know. I would know. It's real easy to find out. Real easy. Let me show you who the Hatco companies are. Mm. All right, let me show you who the Hatco. Da, 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 da. Wait, you said Hapco. Wait. You said Hatco. 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 Nope, wrong Hatco. Oh, let's see. Hapco. I'm trying to find Hatco. It is hard to find Hatco. No, I'm not finding Hatco. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, so I here let me put up some pictures while we got a couple of people coming in here. All right, let me see. Let me stop the screen. What's up, everybody? And let me add. There we go. I'm going to add a window. All right, let's see here what we got. Yeah, this is, for all you guys that don't know, this is the time of the year where all the manufacturers are going to, well, most of the manufacturers are going to tell you, yeah, this is the time of the year where you can get a lot of traction getting signed up with different companies. Everybody and their mother is doing air conditioning. Everybody and their mother, it's all hands on deck as people are firing up their ACs for the first time. There we go. Sorry about that. Everything else gets dropped. Hold on one second. Everything else. All right, cool. Yeah, Hapco. That's what I thought. We'll see, because they say who's all connected with who. What the hell happened to my? I see today is going to be one of those days. All right, let me share the screen. Let me see if I can share this freaking window. Nope. Damn. All kind of issues. All right, I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. Bear with me. The screen is gonna get a little trippy. Come on, man, get out the way. Okay, so here are. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, my market. We've got the brand new Cisco, and someone was talking about Gordon's service arm. So it is right there on their website, the service arm. It's funny, I end up taking care of this dessert shop. I actually took care of the original owners of this facility, and then the new owners who've been in this place like 5, 6 years, they told me that the original ones, they end up having a kid and they end up selling their location. But on this one, I've got this is a Onera brand freezer, and this is some of the things that I'm finding on the Onera brand uh, freezers. Not just the single door, but the double door. This one is a double door. So a number of wires are corroding and they are breaking. And this is at the top of the box. So here I've added some Wagos to it. There's already a number of units. It's already a number of wires that have corroded. So as you see, made in Mexico, not made in China. This is Infrico. I think I've told you guys about Infrico. Pretty sure I have. Using their Dixel controllers. Let's see here, right there. Blue Air. Got a number of Blue Air. You got a number of Blue Airs going crazy. Pizza Hut. So I was talking with a large service company / distributor, and I just so happened to get a call about a Pizza Hut. And I brought up to them, I said, hey, look, if Pizza Hut is calling me, that's probably because their store is in some kind of bankruptcy, some kind of financial trouble. I said, because otherwise they would call the big guys. And I went looking through, and it says, yeah, there's 77 stores. Now, I didn't look and see if my store was on that list, but more than likely, see, this does not say Texas. This says Georgia, South Carolina, Illinois, and Wisconsin. But mine is probably coming up on the list. So this is a Pizza Hut that I end up having to service. I walked in and I was like, what the hell is up with this? Oh yeah, let me go check. I said, what the hell's up with the fryer in the Pizza Hut? And I completely forgot about that Wing Street concept that they got. And hold on one second. I'm going to go and launch into YouTube. Let me turn the sound down on this thing. There I am. Okay. All right. So now I can see what you guys are talking about at the same time. So they're using Pitco in Pizza Hut. And then here is Lincoln. You can see the Lincoln logo over there on the right. Now, this is not my favorite. This is the Randell pizza station that they have in these locations. Randell is extremely big in Little Caesars, in Papa John's, Little Caesars, Papa John's, Domino's, and Pizza Hut. So they make these very specific pizza stations. So at the bottom, I think I have a picture of it. So at the bottom, they put the crust down there to defrost, and at the top, where they keep all the condiments, that's the rail section. And they will have an issue where the condiments aren't cold enough. And that's the situation that this one had. I got on scene. It was not short on refrigerant. It was fully charged. So there's the big R for Randell. Fun fact, Randell is now owned by Electrolux. So I'm kind of stuck with them anyway, because I'm team Electrolux. These controllers were just installed. Now, by me, these controllers were just installed. Now they've just, someone else put in that TXV, and so what I ended up having to do with this one, I had to defrost the TXV, put a TXV cover on there. They put new probes, new temp probes for the controllers as well. So yeah, I had to defrost it, and this is the problem that they're having, is that it was because the TXV was stuck, and it's an adjustable TXV. That's what you can see at the bottom. The rails weren't getting to the proper temperature. Oh yeah, Mike Adams, what's happening, brother? Somebody was on my live and they were like, "Oh yeah, they got CMA. You can sell them chemicals." No. They're using. They have to use the same suppliers for Yum brand worldwide. See, so they're using. So I can't sell them. I can't sell them chemicals. I can't sell them filter paper. I can't even sell them equipment. When you're dealing with these large conglomerates, they're all buying from the franchisor, and everything goes from there. They have to buy everything from there. So on the other side, they are using, like I said before, there's the Pitco. Then they have, oh, damn it, I just forgot the name of that warmer. And there's more in Lincoln. So at this particular location, the top oven is working, the bottom oven is working, but the middle oven is not. So the middle oven, I tested the middle oven, and it had a conveyor belt issue. So I checked it out, and it'll run for a minute, says conveyor belt jam, and it turns out it is the conveyor belt controller board, which is actually right behind the panel, right behind the display panel. So I got a chance to check that out. So there it is. I defrosted the damn TXV, got everything running. As you see right here, the valves they're labeled, so you can check them very easily. And then here's all the sensor probe wires from the other technicians. You see they just braze that in. So everything is fine. There's how you can adjust the TXV. Okay, good. You guys can see. There's the TXV cover that I ended up putting on there because the whole thing just freezes up. And then I was able to get the thing down without it freezing up. But of course, the rail, as it says, rail temperature 28 to 37, the rail needed quite a bit of defrosting. And then, so while I was having that damn thing defrost back and forth, there's the jam, showing you guys that thing runs. The board is about $1,000, and it's right behind that panel. Hold on 1 second. See if I can get back on over there. No, I can't get back on over there. So this is a slightly older unit. And I don't know if this is the current system that they're using now. There's a different company that dispatched me out there for this store. And this store is about 10 years old. So this is on the fry station. Excuse me. This is on the fry station side. On the fry station side, they're using the beverage air. They're using, so the inside the beverage air, I think, is the wings. And at the bottom, they are using, see, I got it down to 41. At the bottom, they're using Delphi. Yeah, I had the ingredients at 40. They want them like around 38 degrees. As warm as that location was, right next to the oven. Let me see if I can. I think I have some other pictures where it's like right next to the oven. So on the other side is Lincoln 3240Q. Well, it ain't 3240Q. This 3-stack. That's where the Randell station is. And then that's Cisco I was looking at. So here's the control board for the conveyor. 861. I didn't check it out to see if it was this actual one. It appears to be that one. 861 is what it's selling for online. Let me see here. About 1,000 with Parstown. This is just another example I wanted to show you guys. H Mart is a Korean chain of grocery stores that is almost nationwide. So they are championing this as if they weren't forced. This is propaganda. They were forced to do this. Every single grocery store with open air cases is being forced to put doors on their cases. So this is not something that they, oh, we did this for the good of humanity and all that. No, 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 no. They're forced to do this. There's a number of locations that, a number of manufacturers that are making them. Anthony Doors, Zero Zone, and they are making these doors to retrofit these units. And here's the one, another one for you guys that are just coming in about Rite Aid and them splitting up Rite Aid with CVS, Walgreens, Albertsons, Kroger, Giant Eagle, and more. So they're gonna need some. Let's just go. This is one of the guys that's in. This is a black nightclub, and this guy, he advertised heavy on YouTube. He's practically, I mean, not YouTube, in Google. He's practically the only one that does. But as you can see from his van, he is almost exclusively. So he says ice machines and walk-ins. He's like 90% ice machines. So here's some current updated information on Coolers Depot. They are always looking for service companies. And the other one I was looking for the other Thursday was Majali. I was looking for Majali. So if you look on your screen, these are contact numbers to the different. These are people that are assigning service calls in your area. So all you have to do is you can just basically pick one, whichever area is closest to you, you could pick it. They are dispatching calls nationwide. And let me see here. Yeah, I had failure to ignite on the combi oven. That's going to be fun. I have to deal with that later on. All right, let's see here. See if I can get back. There we go. Now we're back. All right, so let me show you Majali. All right, good. I got that screen up and showing for you guys. So this is one of the Majali. This is one of the companies that are, excuse me. This is one of the companies that is using a TOSA to fill out their lines. Oh, Brother Frank, what's happening, Brother Frank? Yo, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Got to give that brother his props. That's that Brother Frank. All right. Channel sponsor. So Majali they are also doing pizza prep tables and all that. Yeah, brother, it was a long day for me too. I got to the house by the time I got to the house, it was already 7 my time. And by the time I hooked everything up, it was already like 7:15, 7:18 by the time I was able to get on the live. So here's Majali. All this stuff is, for the most part, it is a TOSA. They are bouncing back and forth with who they're using as their supplier. And that's why you see some of the designs are changing. Some of them look like turbo air, and some you'll definitely see that they are a TOSA-ish. Oh yeah? Yeah, brother, brother Frank, brother out there working. Yeah, pretty soon it's gonna be hotter than hell out there. Changing them damn condenser motors, sweating your ass off. So Majali doesn't make these. They use a third party to handle all the dispatching. They themselves handle all tech support. So it's a pain in the ass system they have where the customer reaches out on the 800 number. Customer reaches out, calls the 800 number. The 800 number will then take the information. They will then dispatch the call out to you. You go out, you got to log it in with the service company, but then any tech support information, you have to phone it in to the Majali technicians. So it's a whole separate number that you have to call to get a hold of of the Majali people, and they have to log it and all that other good stuff. So let me go to support. Let me go on over here. So here's their information. Majali refrigeration. And the funny thing is, they still haven't changed this. They still haven't changed this. Let me show you something. So they are no longer just refrigeration. See, like this stuff is saying out of stock because some of it's a Tosa, some of it's like MVP or wherever the hell they're getting some of their hot side stuff from. You're seeing a lot of stuff is out of stock as they run through what they had before the tariff. Everybody stocked up right when they had a little bit of warning, so they stocked up on items before the prices went up. And as you can see, all the stuff that's propane. So this is propane, so that's gone. Natural gas is still there. Propane, that's gone. Propane, that's gone. Okay, there's one that's natural gas is gone. Propane, yeah. So all the propane stuff is gone. They really stocked up on the natural gas. Because a lot of times what we end up doing with the propane stuff is the propane stuff ends up going on some kind of food truck, food trailer, and that kind of thing. Because they'll have these mobile kitchens. They'll take a whole trailer, a whole semi trailer, and then they'll convert the whole trailer into a mobile kitchen, and then they'll just drop off that trailer and then hook that trailer up into power. They'll hook it up into power and propane. So Majali does. Let me show you the ovens. So they do convection ovens, and because of the quality of the ovens, yeah, they only down. Because of the quality of the ovens, they have condenser fan motor issues, door switch issues, the gas valve. The gas valves go out. That is a very common one. The gas valves will go out on you twice in a year. They might go out on you twice in a year. Let me see here. Let me go back to the refrigeration. But yeah, bar backs, kegs, all kind of stuff. So this is Majali I was trying to tell you guys about before, and you can always call them and sign up because this is just one of 14 different companies that is using a Tosa. So if you ever worked on a Tosa items, if you are familiar with a Tosa items, you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine with Majali. So there's the number. Put a one in the chat. Yo, what's going on? Kevin Tate, learn to trade. Oh yeah, but hey, thanks, man. I'm getting in late. I got in late today. Yo, I saw your update. Hold on, let me put the invite out there. I saw your update on. Damn. I saw your coffee, and I saw another freaking update. Man, you can put it in the chat as to what you're doing the updates on. All right, so you guys saw Majali. You can go ahead and do work for Majali. You guys saw the Cooler Depot, and I've given it to you before. Here's Cooler. Cooler Depot. No, I don't want to leave the damn site. So Cooler Depot has just been all over me today about because I finally submitted a whole bunch of service tickets this morning. Oh, so as you can see, 1 year. They're only given 1 year on Cooler Depot stuff. This is the very essence of Chinesium. Okay, this is Chinesium. A two-door reach-in for $1,185. By the time, that's why guys always ask me about, oh man, what about resale? I'm not really interested in resale because the people that are trying to buy on resale, they're interested in price. And when you get down to this, units that are a two-door stainless steel interior for $1,185. I mean, you're going to find that the parts that you need to even refurbish a unit is going to run you close to $1,000, if not $1,000, to at least make it reliable. And see, here's another one. So to at least make the damn thing reliable, you know, a new. Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. I did see it. A new condenser fan motor, new, sometimes even new evaporators, uh, new thermistors, door hinges, and all that kind of stuff. By the time you're done with that, putting in your labor and everything else like that, and then somebody else like, well, I can buy a brand new one for $1,100. Why would I buy this used one for you for $1,000? It's like, look, man, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this. Yeah, that's right. You did the follow up on Cornelius. That's right. So let me go back. But the thing with Cooler Depot is, you got these people that are willing to give these items a try. Like this refrigerated display case for a bakery. True makes an identical one. This is $585. Let me show you well, it's going to be hard to find that one with True. True's unit is about $3,000 or $4,000. Let me see if I can even freaking find it. True. Pastry case. Let me see if I can find that tall one. Yeah, there it is right there. There it is right there. Let me see if I can find the damn thing. It was just on the display. I just ordered some True parts today. I typically, yo, Michael Manuel. I'm at one point in time, there it is. There it is. So this is what that unit is knocking off. So let me show you what the true price is. Oh, oh, damn. Was I way off or what? I was way off. How silly of me. 7,948. So just be aware that these are not the same kind of customer. And even when people find themselves trying out this kind of thing, there we go. Hold on, let me see here.
We are same, but different. What's different?
So they'll say, okay, well, they want a lot of money to fix a true unit, and they think they're smarter than the average bear. And you'll see Learner Trader now he'll figure out where a lot of those cheaper units are coming from in these convenience stores. Um, yeah, they will. A lot of places will not hesitate to go ahead and buy a Cooler Depot unit, especially when they're trying out a new food concept. So they'll say, okay, instead of $7,900, I'll spend $585. And these are the same damn people that, so I'm just letting you know, these are the same damn people that when you got to come out and do this work, they don't get it. They don't understand that, hey, for me to even change the compressor on this thing, I'm still going to have to charge you over $1,000 just to change the compressor. And they're like, well, I only paid $585 for it. Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that I have to do this work to the unit. So just be aware, if you're going to go out on some of these, sometimes people just want to know what's actually wrong with it. They'll pay the service call fee, or Cooler Depot will pay you to go out there and tell them what it is. But just be aware that these are not going to be big money calls. There's a disconnect between the people at Cooler Depot and reality. I mean, I'm charging $500 just to show up. By the time you're doing my service call fee and the initial labor charge, that's what this thing costs. So don't think that you're going to be over there trying to gas this thing up and it's going to last any kind of time. No, you're going to gas this thing up and it's going to last maybe a week, because this should be, what is this, 600, or is this, no, it's R290. R290 in, what the hell is 33? Huh. Anyway, whatever the hell that is all about. But it's R290, and it's, a lot of times it's not even worth it. Same thing with this, because you guys were asking me last time, what about ice machine? As you can see, they don't even have a freaking name on them. $800. By the time I'm done cleaning the unit, it's the same price as what they paid for the unit. So that's just something to be aware of for you guys go running on over there. And it's the same controller that all of these other ones are using. Yeah, like JT said, that's the type of equipment but like I said, some people, okay, so here is the situation with the Cooler Depot stuff. You will have some people that maybe they just took over the restaurant and they don't know what the hell a Cooler Depot stuff is. You'll have some people that are new to the business and they just want to know. They don't want to throw away a piece of equipment and not know. And this is your time to come out there. That, of course, you're going to get your money from them in advance, but you're gonna come out there and then you're going to end up educating them on everything they have in the store. You're going to end up educating them on what equipment they really should have, what their options are if they go with a real piece of equipment or if they buy another piece from Cooler Depot. Right? The amount of time that unit lasts from Cooler Depot, that's what the new unit's going to do. The new unit's going to do the same exact thing.
We are same, but different.
So you get to go out there and you get to gain a customer. You say, hey, look, all right, you didn't pay me 2-3 times. I done told you what the hell's going on with these units. Yeah, but they gave me a compressor. Yeah, but by the time I finished putting it in, this is what you're looking at. And guess what? It's the same compressor like what burned out on you before. So you end up paying me over $1,000 to put it in there. And the thing is only going to last you so long. It's the design is bad oil return. So they don't bring oil back to the compressor, and the compressor end up burning up. You end up with burnout and a whole bunch of nasty stuff on these units. So, but for you guys just starting out, for you guys trying to gain clientele, this is a good way to go out and let people know that you exist. People like it when you're straight up with them. You just tell them, hey, look, you get what you pay for. You can't go on Parts Town and get parts for it. You can only get parts from Cooler Depot. Cooler Depot is practically going to give them the parts, right? And anything you do on these units is going to cost more than what the hell they paid for the units, practically. So, but they need their equipment running and all other kind of stuff until the new pieces come in, or until they need to stay operating. Just like I had somebody comment on a YouTube short I did like a couple years ago. They're like, "Oh man, you did that to that dishwasher." Like, yeah, if I didn't put that setup on there, they weren't going to be able to use the dishwasher. So I did something to the unit so I can order. So I had time to get the original part ordered. So there's things that we do for our clientele, because I take care of the same customers over and over again for 7 to 10 years. And even when the original owner ends up leaving, I end up taking care of whoever takes over. It is what it is. This is the cheap ice cream roll station that has actually gone out of style. You used to have a lot of rolled ice cream shops. You don't have so many rolled ice cream anymore. And then they also had a batch. Oh no, they also got the batch freezer. And now I have actually heard good things about the batch freezer. It doesn't make a lot of ice cream. There's soft serve. What the hell is the batch ice cream? Shaved ice, boba tea, gelato. I think it's under gelato. Yeah, batch freezer. Their gelato also does ice cream. So you can't touch a batch freezer for $1,298. So in situations like this, yeah, you're gonna get, yo, contractor, what's up, man? You calling them numbers I gave you today? And this is the Cooler Depot stuff I was telling you about too. So when people are starting out, or maybe they start out in a food truck, or they start out making custom batch orders of ice cream at home, and then they move over to their first real location or share kitchen or something like that, they'll actually bring this kind of stuff with them. And you guys know from Mike Sneed, these little guys don't keep up with the production that they need. But it's just enough to get these people started. So they like to say gelato, but it actually does ice cream, because they're actually showing you ice cream. This bottom right is ice cream, top left is ice cream, bottom left is gelato. So that is what they do. Years ago, these things used to come without refrigerant, and you used to have to go ahead and they would pay you to go and gas these things up. Still 404. Some of them were actually 410A. All right, so that's enough about Cooler Depot. Okay, cool. And then what you missed, contractor, is Majali. You missed Majali, so you gotta call Majali. Let's see here. And for the life of me, I can't think of the service company that's doing the dispatches. I've told everybody who watches my channel, I told you guys who that is. I can't remember right now. But here is the number for Majali, because I was telling you guys that Majali is doing a lot more than just refrigeration. They're still holding on to that part of the name, but they do have hot side too. So you can call that 800 number. and they'll direct you on over to the young ladies that are dispatching for this and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then contractor, I was telling everybody about the. Oh yeah. I was telling everybody about. Remember when you called me? I was at the Pizza Hut. So this is the company that sent me out to the Pizza Hut. And I normally don't deal with New York companies. I normally do not deal with New York companies, but this is one this is one I've been dealing with off and on for a number of years, 7, 8 years, 9 years, something like that. See, New Yorkers, man, learn a trade, man. Your peoples, man. You're gonna have to do something about your peoples. But they've always paid me. SOS has always paid me. They actually have called me about some stuff I didn't even submit from 2, 3 years ago. They say, "Hey, man, we didn't pay you for this job from 2, 3 years ago," and they actually paid me. They actually paid me for a job from 2, 3 years ago. So this ain't them. Hold on. So one of their clients now is Pizza Hut. SOS maintenance. TA. Oh, damn it. My brain is fried. So it's Maintenance Inc. Damn. New York. Freaking New York, man. What the hell is it? Oh, well. All right.
There are things we know. We also know there are known unknowns.
Let me just give you their number.
There are some things we do not know. But there are also unknowns.
Which one of these is them? One of these is them. This is SOS maintenance. See, there's their free. I thought yep. So that is their website. Their website is in trouble. So that is them. This is the same SOS maintenance. Their website is down. Oh, SOS. Here's something you need to know about these maintenance service companies that you guys are so keen on trying to get a hold of. Yeah, there it is right there. 323-1861. Yeah. So just like on residential, these guys have a nasty habit of sometimes they'll go bankrupt. Customers don't pay them, and then they can't pay you and stuff like that, and then they'll change names and things like that. So I'm leery of these kind of companies that are in New York. I have better luck when they're in California, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, and even Florida. Florida is like New York light. So it's the same people. They just go down to Florida and open up shop. But SOS, they go to the different trade shows. So there's their booth. I have been dealing with SOS for years. They have always paid me. Now I do have SOS and quite a few others. You have to fill out the form. And the problem you have is if the customer on staff doesn't want to fill out the damn form, now you have to, because they got to sign. Oh shoot, hold on a second. Because they got to sign. And if they don't sign, you don't get paid. So sometimes that could be a pain in the ass. That could be a huge pain in the ass. All right, so that's SOS. There's a number of these damn companies out there. But SOS, they called me up the other day. They called me the other day, I mean Friday. They called me up Friday and asked me to run on over there to that damn Pizza Hut. And so you gotta log all this stuff. You gotta call them when you're on site, all that jazz. I hate them. I hate them. I hate it. All right, so you got a TOSA. Hopefully you guys have called a TOSA. These are ones just for you guys to start out with. Or if you're, damn, nothing is working. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, like, nothing is working. Or if you're like what I'm getting ready to do, if you're getting into expansion mode and you want some fluff in the schedule for your employees, this is stuff they're not going to be able to take from you. You're not concerned about it. So here's a TOSA. Here's their number. Sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you, brother contractor. Thank you, learn to trade. See what the hell happened here. Something weird. My phone activated, did something strange. I guess it went dead. Sorry about that. Said it had 50%. Let's see how long I've been on here. Oh, I've been on an hour. But if you guys are working on a TOSA and you do need parts, a TOSA has the parts. They will send you the parts, and you will start to see a TOSA units. I know Learn to Trade, you've seen a TOSA units here and there. some of these places, they are replacing True with a Tosa. They're replacing Turbo Air with a Tosa. It doesn't last very long, but it's always good to be able to service that item. In the current economic climate, I'm finding that a Tosa and Dukers, everybody except for Turbo Air, they are cutting back on their in-house servicing. So let's see what they got with careers. They're all cutting back, and they are calling outside contractors like crazy. See right here, Fairfield, New Jersey. They just put this out the beginning of the month. They're looking for a technician. All you need, so they want you to have your EPA cert, and they want you to have a driver's license. That's it. That's the only thing they're looking for. Not even previous experience. Not even previous experience. Actually, I should start putting out some of these jobs. Let's see what else they got. Oh, shoot. Oh, there's more careers. All right. So let's see. That was New Jersey. Tampa, Florida. They're looking for, geez, look at this. Everywhere they're looking for a technician. Everywhere. Renton, Washington, Ohio, Atlanta, Tampa, New York. Yeah, we said Fairfield, New Jersey, Hayward, California. So basically everywhere. Let's see here. I don't see any more. Let me see what they got. So this is freaky. They're not even looking for a technician in Houston. I don't know if they just gave up, if they're not going to do that anymore. I don't know what that's all about. But they have been sending dispatches my way left, right, and center. And just so you guys know, put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see what some of these Atosa units look like. Uh-oh. While I'm waiting on you guys to chime in. This is the InnoTech, or whatever the hell this is. InnoServe. Yeah, this is the InnoServe run by Gordon. Okay, you want to see some of that stuff? So I belong to Cisco. Cisco membership. I have a Gordon membership. Let me see, there's a little bit of lag. All right. Yeah, there's Gordon. And I have a Restaurant Depot membership. So when I logged into my Gordon account, and sure enough, there is an option on the very bottom of your order screen that if you are having issues with your commercial equipment, that you just tap on the InnoServe, and then it takes you to this section here where you can get service. I don't know anybody who is taking advantage of that, but that is something that they're offering. All right. So here we go. You guys are interested in a Tosa, huh? I guess you guys don't know how much a Tosa costs. A Tosa is Chinese, and before the tariff, a Tosa was running into a cost issue. A Tosa found that they had to bring up their reliability, and in bringing up the standard of their equipment, meant they had to bring up the cost of their equipment. Dukers is going through a very similar thing right now. And it's costing them quite a bit to find that out, that, hey, you can't cut corners on construction because it is going to cost you in replacement units. So replacement units, they can't even be fixed. So that's what Dukers is finding out right now. Atosa, they used to go with these lesser than compressors, like Dukers is doing right now. And Atosa quickly found out that it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it to deal with these lower tier compressors. Dukers is finding that out right now. So these units are Dukers, these units are hitting about 2 or 3 years. And compressors are dropping like flies in the summer. So when it's getting 95 degrees outside, guess what? These units are not keeping up. And this is like Atosa. So this is Atosa's third or fourth attempt at ice machines. So Atosa has ice machines. I currently have one customer with an Atosa ice machine. It's chugging along. It's an inferior design, but it's chugging along. So the reason why Atosa has a three brand strategy has everything to do with marketing. Some dealers won't, they like, I don't want another damn refrigeration line on my floor. I just want, I just want prep equipment. I don't want all this refrigeration. I don't want all it. So what they did was, instead of making everything a Tosa, so all your, what the hell? So all your, where the hell the mixers go? We're missing one. We're mixing one. So there's 4. You have a Tosa, cook right, mix right, and prep all or something like that. Hold on, let me see here. Where the hell did the mixers and blenders and stuff go? Oh wow, they dropped the line. What the hell? So Atosa had their own line of blenders and mixers and all that other good stuff. And this is a good gateway. See, this model is only available in the USA. These things are good gateway. You can use a brand like Atosa to get in with Globe. You could use a brand like Atosa to get in with Hatco and stuff like that. Hatco, Habco, Volraf. So you can use that. I don't know what the hell happened to Prep All. Interesting. But anyway, even with like Atosa. So you can use Atosa to get into the combi world. So using Atosa, they have their combi ovens. It's like all hands on deck, getting people out to serve as the combi ovens. The current trend is not having a huge combi oven. The current trend is in these much, sorry about that. Damn, I'm looking at it too. The current trend is having much smaller combi ovens. Thank you, CEO Jakes. I appreciate that. So this is the current trend, is to have these much smaller combi ovens. It's giving these locations a lot more versatility. They're able to put these in, so they're not always in the back of the house. They're actually able to bring these These smaller ones, they're able to bring them up to the front, pretty much in the place that they used to have pizza ovens, not pizza oven, but the little easy bake oven type of deals that they used to have behind the register. So now they're starting to put combi ovens up there, and now instead of just the kitchen staff putting food in the combi oven, now you have someone who was actually just a minute ago working the register. They're actually able to put different food in the combi oven without having to send the order to the back. And then let me go back to the front because you guys couldn't see the ice makers. So here's the ice makers. Fun fact: the ice makers don't last that long, and is mainly because of design. Mainly because of the design. 350 pounds. So this is their biggest one right now. 460. And they chug along, but they are not made for the long haul. And you'll find that people will buy these because, all right, strictly because of price. Unit does not want to function properly today. There we go. Damn thing don't want to function properly today. All right, I'm gonna start to wind this thing on down. You guys have any questions, comments, or concern that you might have? Running low on power. So as you can see here, Atosa units are $2,000. Here's the one with the bin for $4,000. That's Ice USA. That's some knockoff. That's Max Ice. Sold at Sam's Club. But these Atosa units are priced. So at $3,000, $3,000, these people are willing to roll the dice. So essentially, they're getting an ice machine, dollar cost average for about $1,000 a year. Because these units are lasting about 3 years. They'll be lucky if they can get 4 or 5. Also nearby. What the hell they mean by nearby? Nearby. That ain't really nearby. Nope. Don't want that. All right. Okay. So using a Tosa, you got your refrigeration if you want it. You got your hot side if you want it with their cook right. So a dealer can carry cook right and not have to deal with refrigeration because they might already have Turbo Air, True, Beverage Air, Hoshizaki, and everything else. They're like, I don't want another damn refrigeration line. And so they will carry cook right. So that's the logic behind it. But it is all the same. It's all the same. Now the deep fryers are not going to last the long haul. People are going to give you pushback on repair on the deep fryers. Why are you going to get pushback on repair on the deep fryers? And that is, hold on. Shoot. Hold on, let me go back. So the Atosa deep fryer, you're looking at about $1,000. So the 40-pounder, you're looking at $1,000. This is your typical. Now, some places will go with a see the 50 pound is a little bit more, and they will look at the 75 pounder. There's the 75 pounder. That is a very attractive price for a 75-pound deep fryer. You can get quite a bit of product in there, and with their tubes, the number of tubes they have, you can get a decent recovery rate. You get a decent recovery rate. That is the amount of time it takes for the deep fryer to bring the oil back up to the set temp, back up to the right temperature in between batches of food. So the minute you drop something in there, frozen items, it is going to bring that temperature down. Now, is it going to come back up in seconds, or is it going to come back up in minutes? That determines how much oil ends up in the food that you're cooking. It depends on how crispy that food is going to be. And this is a pretty good shot. This is a pretty good shot of what the deep fryer looks like. So there's your thermostat knob. There's your, and they found out the hard way too. There's your Harper Wyman valve. There's your gas valve. And then there's your high limit thermostat on the left. Everything on here you could replace with American items. These are pretty much American gas valves. So completely interchangeable. And people do need their fryers. They got to get them back up and running. See, here it is right there, a Tosa. And you can get these now from, you can get them from All Points. You can get them from Marcone, I believe, and Partstown. But you can replace all of these parts. It's not like they're Chinese parts like like MVP and some of the other ones. So this is what you got going on. And let me Google this. Let me see if I can find Prep Right. Prep All. That's what it is. Prep All. What the hell? Tosa prep equipment. I am shocked that they dropped it. I used to do quite a bit of a Tosa mixers, a Tosa slicers. It got me into quite a few clients. It was always like contactors on the mixers, the start and stop switches on the mixers. The slicers were used to be motor issues, things like that. And I can't believe they dropped it. I can't believe they dropped it. It was a good way to introduce yourself to clients. Now they got, what is this walk-in cooler? Oh man, a Tosa will do anything. So now Tosa is bringing themselves into the walk-in business. The walk-in business. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't trust my restaurant. I wouldn't trust $20,000 worth of food with an Tosa walk-in. I don't have that kind of luck. I don't have that kind of luck. Nah. So this is a Tosa's look, plastic. Oh my god. Yeah, so a Tosa is definitely looking for service providers to take care of all this kind of stuff. So this is all your gateway drug stuff right here. A Tosa. You don't have to worry about major service companies coming in here and trying to take this kind of business because they don't want it. You're not listening to me. They don't want it. This is perfect if you're starting out, if you're adding technicians. You can start the technicians out on this kind of stuff. And when they graduate from this, they're able to fix this stuff, then you can bring them on to real clientele. But until then, you know, you can just have them on this. All right. And with that, thank you, brother. And with that, I'm going to wrap this thing up. So I don't see any other kind of questions from you guys on equipment here and there. So no questions on equipment, no questions on restaurants, grocery stores, that type of thing. I'll be on Thursday. Let me see what else I got. I will be on Thursday, and thanks for coming. Now, Learn to Trade is here. Don't forget to check out his content. I show his video at the end of my streams. So that's Brother Learn to Trade. Go ahead, make sure you check out his channel. And with that, I will see you guys on Thursday. I have more information for you on then training and whatnot. 7 p.m. on Monday Central Time, 8 p.m. on Thursday Central Time. And with that, I'll see you guys later.